Whoever this was better not have been a goblin. Maybe I should send out a letter to all of the Netherians to keep watch for her. Are there goblins pretending to be her? Are there goblins mocking? Unless they kidnapped her. Lila wouldn't leave this. Under my letter, she wouldn't leave this. She would have come back home. Clearly, the goblins have kidnapped her. They had to have kidnapped her. We are not getting away with this. High Lord Consort Caliph. Loving father. Wonder if he was actually loving. High Lady Azaria. A fearless leader and mother. Couldn't even get rid of all the goblins. At least she gave her life. Clearly it wasn't enough. I don't know what kind of good would come out of her anyway. She could have gotten rid of all of them, and she didn't. I hope you treated Larenthia well, and that you were an actual loving father. Unlike her, there's one thing that I can do, it's that I can bake and get my mind off of things. Not much of a live, laugh, love kind of world anymore. You're still here. Lila, I will avenge you. I will find out where you are. And I will come and save you. I don't know where you are. You don't even know about this place. You were gone before Rexaris even gave this to me.
Boo, you're not as scared as I thought you were going to be.
I'm just shocked to see you here.
I told him not to do it!
She did tell me not to do it. Where are you, Larenthia?
Downstairs!
She's downstairs.
Larenthia?
I didn't come in because I knew it would be improper. Unlike, someone.
What? I simply walked, anywhere.
Well, this place looks really well put together. It's much different from the last time I've been here.
Thank you. I've been baking quite a lot, actually. It helps keep my mind busy.
Understandable. I am the same way with building.
I wish we could say we'd found more regarding Lila, but alas, things are slow. Hopefully we'll know who was behind the bombing soon, though. Perhaps we can have some closure.
Have you figured anything out regarding that?
We've determined that it must be a banshee.
Right.
So all the banshees are being jailed. We've already begun an investigation into one of them.
Which banshee?
Reyna.
Reyna?
Every banshee is being questioned. We haven't found anything on Reina's person yet that could be suspicious, and we just have to wait for Kyron to actually do questioning.
Reina is not. She would never.
I don't think so either.
But the problem is pointing out a banshee that you do believe could be capable of heinous crimes is a difficult ask.
That makes sense. And sounds quite dangerous, actually.
Indeed. The only fair way to do it is to cage them all and go through their belongings one by one. Maybe a painstaking process, but...
Will Reina be okay?
Of course.
Okay. As long as she's okay. I haven't seen her in a little while, and she seems to be always going through it.
She was very cheery, surprisingly, when we put her in the holding cell. So, she's keeping her spirits high.
Well, that's good to hear.
Do you know if Kyron's begun questioning her yet?
I'm not sure. I must go find our sibling.
Well, let's hope so. It was Kyron, after all, that was so adamant that Reina shouldn't be spending too much time in the overworld.
Quite true. Speaking of Kyron, I must go find them, wherever they are. I knew that they were out there, but it seems that they have moved, so I don't know where. I need to go find them. It was lovely speaking with you guys.
We'll see you around.
Good to see
Sorry
you.
to derail your evening, Catherine.
No worries. So Reina is in jail. What has this world come to? At least Laurenthea's in a good mood, and Mixara seems to be good, so maybe things aren't too bad. Perhaps I go. I don't know what this is, but if it was from the goblins, then maybe Lila's there. Maybe it was planted? I don't know. Well, maybe that's what I do. 557 less than xanthan gum, greater than 53 zucchini, greater than 670. Wait. Less than. Negative? Negative 557 greater than 53 greater than. So pause. This could be it. Collect the exact amount of each ingredient. So collect the exact coordinates. Combine for 4 minutes. Combine them 4 minutes. 4 minutes away? From where, though? I can't imagine it's here, is it? Peel mushroom stem in a downwards motion. Serve. I don't understand that, but alright, I guess we go. Okay, let's go. Lila, are you out here? If any of you goblins are holding her hostage, you should be very afraid. I think I'm getting closer. You should be very afraid, especially because you have Lila, who is the lieutenant, may I add. And she's very strong and could kill you if she wanted to. What is this? Collect the exact amount of each ingredient combined for 4 minutes. Peel mushrooms done a downwards motion. Oh. This is it then. So... If you have Lila, you are under arrest. Lila? What is this place? Looks quite overgrown. What does serve mean? A cooking pot? I'll take those. A holy ruby staff. Healing. Day 1. Fungal Mage Covenant logs. Well, the mushrooms check out for sure, and the mushroom grass. What does this have? Mushroom turnover. So this is a Fungal Mage thing. Okay, if you excuse me, I would like to sit for just a moment, if you don't mind. No time for trumpets, this is serious. I'll just sit here, I guess. Okay. Day 1. 13 of us seated in a ring of soft fungus and flickering mycelium light. We came as bakers, brewers, barkeepers, and herb gatherers, not warriors, not politicians, just magic wielders who were tired of being whispered about in market stalls. No agenda, not yet. Only stories. Calmeria spoke about how the High Cleric refused to bless her son because of her mushroom marks. Brindle shared how guards searched his cart 4 times in a single week, just in case the mushrooms were cursed. By the end, no one left early. We shared bread and nettled cider and sat in the glow of something sacred. A spark of community, a gentle refusal to shrink. Today, the Fungal Mage Covenant was born. Belle Lush Bloom. Who's Belle? Clearly in the Lush Bloom family, related to Lila. Is Belle her? Year 1, day 237. Peaceful magic only goes so far. We've tried raising concerns through channels. We've tried temple donation, town council petitions. All we are getting are patronizing nods and shallow smiles. Fieries are born respected. Fungal mages are tolerated, if quiet. We aren't quiet anymore. Today, we discuss the kingdom's weak points. Its food supply chains, its overfunded clergy. There are too many topics to name, and we planned, not for attack, not yet, but for understanding, the kind you need to rebuild something better. Caliph visited today. High Consort Caliph? What? Azaria's husband? Tall, ember-scarred, half fiery, and half forgotten by his spores. His words burned, but not in anger, in resolve. He said, if they won't give us power, we'll take it, together. We voted to let him join us next cycle. 13 becomes 14. Agaricus, Lush Blue. Year 2, day 89. Something in the air has changed. Not the spores, but our tone. It's no longer if we should change things. It's how. Mrs. Lushbloom has been baking more than usual. She says the oven is easier to face than the war, but even she admitted today the system cannot be mended, only replaced. We spoke of democracy, of representatives from every Nether origin. We fantasized about a council without crowns, where all roots reach the same depth. Caliph shared maps of the castle stolen from the church. Agaricus shared blueprints for a new government. I shared a pot of bone broth with mushrooms shaped like lungs. We all need to breathe a little easier. I fear past the point of no return. And perhaps that's a good thing. Elder Mycia. Year 2, day 289. We've named it. The bunker we dug beneath the glade. The place where weapons are exchanged beside tea. The mushroom turnover. This is the mushroom turnover. That's what this is called. This is the mushroom turnover. This is a bunker. This is where the Fungal Mages all came together during the war. At least some of them. And they wanted to overthrow the kingdom. They wanted to overthrow Azaria. What began as a joke, Kayla's favorite pastry, has now become our central plan. He and Agaricus spent hours laughing about it, heads together over a scroll of ink and crumbs. I watched them. I watched the way my husband looks at him, and I kept baking. I could at least bring a warmth to the Nether through tarts and pastries for everyone, and one day, my little bun in the oven too. Lila? The turnover will serve us well. The turnover will serve us well. It holds food, books, secrets, rage. I am both afraid and relieved. Belle Lushbloom. Year 3, day 14. Today, Caliph and I finalized the structure of what we now call Plan Mushroom Turnover, named with both irony and hope after the bunker that birthed it. The concept is radical. Bloodless in theory, precise in intent, Caliph will infiltrate the monarchy through strategic courtship. High Lady Azaria is known for her suspicion of traditional nobility, but fascination with powerful outsiders. He is irresistible. His connections to the End and the Nether's trade routes will be enough to pique her interest. When her trust is earned, when the kingdom begins to hinge on his counsel, he will strike. Swiftly, cleanly, and quietly. Once Azaria is dead, Caliph will negotiate with the High Church to usher in a new form of rule, one built on the values we've forged here. Equal voice among all Nether origins, a council elected by all of the citizens in the Nether. He will not be king. He will be a bridge. Then he will return to Zareth, where the Covenant will assist in forming the first representative council. For the first time in Nether history, a mushroom-born mage may cast a vote that shapes the Nether. I feel the weight of this like the first stone laid in a temple. Sacred, risky. The turnover begins. Agaricus, Lushbloom. They wanted to overthrow the kingdom? How would they do that? Caliph was king, though. Caliph married Azaria, and that's why Larinthia exists. I don't understand what happened. Is there anything else here? I feel like a crossbow, arrows, Is Agaricus Lila's father? What is this? A journal by Agaricus. Year 4, day 309. The brooch still shines, golden, flawless, and cold. I wear it on my chest like a scar, dressed up as a gift. Caliph gave it to me before he left for the castle. He said it was so I'd never forget what this was all about. I wonder now, was he talking about the plan, or us? He visits less and less. At first, it was once every completed cycle, then only during festivals. And now, it's been over a year. The Covenant stopped meeting. They've moved on to helping the hungry and injured, but I still wait. I keep his seat at the table dusted and hope for footsteps down the ladder and to be greeted by that smile filled with insurrection. Belle pretends not to notice. I think she knows I stopped fighting for our marriage the moment Caliph whispered, "I'll come back for you." But what does he come back to? He has her now, Azaria. She gave him a title, a throne to stand beside. She gave him the thing I never could, the nation's respect. It's not love, but the sound of his name spoken with reverence in crowded halls. Is that what power tastes like? What? Because the bread I bake now tastes of bitterness and burnt sugar. The truth I can't write in the Covenant records is, I think I loved the plan because it let me love him. And now that he's gone, I don't know what I'm still fighting for. Agaricus. Lila's father was in love with Caliph? Lila's father was in love with Azaria's husband? I don't even know if that man was good or evil. All I know is he married into the kingdom to get power, and then he didn't take the power, but I don't know what mother. I can't even call her that. She isn't even my mother. I don't even know what Azaria would do with him. Maybe he was under a spell or something. He couldn't have loved her. I don't think anyone could have loved her. Year 4, day 364. Belle told me today she was pregnant and she lost the baby. What? All while I sat beside him, knees touching, planning, romanticizing, all right in front of her, as she baked me delectables. I didn't even know she was carrying life inside her. I didn't see it. I was too distracted by war maps and Caliph's glances, too caught up in the heat of his voice and the way he made me feel alive again, all while my wife was quietly crumbling, kneading bread with shaking hands and whispering promises of a better life to my unborn child. I held her as she cried. She didn't yell, didn't ask questions, just wept. I know she knew about everything, not just the affair of the heart, but the absence, the constant emotional vacancy I thought I was hiding. I never cheated in body, but my soul left her side a long time ago. I promised her something tonight, that I'd stop, that if Caliph visits again, I will only speak to him of the plan. No more wandering eyes, no more stolen moments. I hope it's not too late to come home. I am an awful man, and I need to fix my wrongdoings. Agaricus, awful father. I don't think Lila ever said anything about him being an awful father, though I thought she said both her parents were very giving and selfless during the war, baking and helping and being there for everyone else, even when they were in their darkest points of their life. Year 5, day 3. He visited today. Caliph, with that half smile that makes your heart forget it's broken, asked if I'd missed him, and before I could say no, I had already stepped too close. I told Belle I wouldn't speak to him about anything outside of the plan, that I was hers again, but the second he touched my sleeve, all my promises crumbled to ash. We didn't kiss. We didn't even hold hands. But I let my eyes linger too long. I laughed too freely. I stood too close to the fire. We didn't speak of High Lady Azaria or the next step of the plan, only of when this is over, of letting the Covenant have its power it truly deserved, where Fungal Mages had voices louder than ever before, a time where we could escape our plan's success just for a short moment and spend time together traveling through the Overworld, a place where no one knew our names or faces. Just for a moment, we could pretend we weren't bound to the Nether's darkness. I was the one who closed the gap. He kissed me back without hesitation. It was everything and more. Year 5, day 18. He never came back. I feel nothing but hollowness consuming my soul. Rightfully so. Year 5, day unknown. I returned home, where Belle had made me mushroom stew and left candles burning around the house. She didn't say a word. I wish I had never met Caleth Emberfall. I wish I never meant that. Year unknown, day unknown. It's been many years since I've written here. I've lost track of the days. The new heir, Larenthia Helren, was born today. The bells rang across the city, and the people celebrated. A new heir, a flicker of hope for change. But for me, it was the last nail in the coffin for planned mushroom turnover to ever come to fruition. Caleth did what he said he wouldn't. He stayed. He stayed with her, Azaria, married, procreated. He cemented himself into the royal line now. That wasn't the plan. We were going to dismantle the kingdom, not birth its next high lady. I watched Belle as she heard the news. She smiled faintly, held my hand, and said, "It's good. The people have hope again." In that moment, I hated myself more than I ever thought possible for envying a child, for mourning a revulsion more than I mourned the years I had stolen from my wife. I looked her in the eyes and told her, "Let's start again. Let's have a child. Our child." She cried. She said it was the first time she really believed I'd come back to her. She doesn't know it was jealousy that pushed those words out of me, but I mean them now. I have to. Her name is Lila. Today, she learned how to hold a parasola without crushing it. She whispered to it. I asked her what she said, and she told me I asked it to be brave. I wept in the garden while she wasn't looking. Belle smiled, and not the polite kind. The real kind. She holds Lila like she's holding proof that the world can be kind again. Lila. The Fungal Mage Covenant has dissolved. Our fight is over. The castle stands, and I have a daughter who dreams with her eyes open. I promised her that I would show up, that I will be what I wasn't before. I will not be a revolutionary, not a hollow man writing plans in the dark with another man, but a father. Her father. Of course. Of course he did. Of course he came back, because nothing good comes from the royal family. Not until Larenthia. Caleth stepped down the tunnel ladder like he'd never left. Older now, worn but still burning bright. He apologized for everything. He said he'd never had the courage back then, but he's found it now. Okay. Claimed the child, the marriage, and the crown was all illusion. All a mask to survive long enough to make real change with me. He handed me a book. Unfamiliar, no title, just wait. He kissed my hand before he turned to go, but I caught his warm hand. Tucked away on the shelf, the golden mushroom brooch glistened. I pinned it to his collar one last time. It was always his and should have never been mine, but I couldn't bring myself to rid of it. I am the weakest man to ever live. Well, at least you're self-aware. I didn't ask him to stay. You better not have. When the hatch shut behind him, I sat at the table where we both once dreamed, and I opened the book. I read every word. I don't know what scares me more, that I still want this, or that I might follow it. Okay. Lila's voice always echoes through my head. I asked it to be brave. I may be a weak man, but that doesn't mean I can't be brave. Agaricus. It was here. They sat here. I am beyond disgusted. The infidelity for nothing. Is there anything in here? What is this? Okay, I can't do this right now. Okay, no. Maybe I'll come back, but... That's not... I can't... I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know if Larenthia knows about Calith and everything. You are a disgusting man. You couldn't just leave him be, and you couldn't just follow through with simple orders. What a disgusting High Lord Consort you are. I hope you rot. Burn for all I care. And I thought Mother was bad.